My name's Kristen. I also go by Ms.Filmingo, and welcome to today's video. I'm so happy you're here to join us today because we have an exclusive interview with the one and only Mary Dauterman. She is the director behind the film Booger. This is an indie body horror comedy, and I think you all are going to want to check this film out. So before we jump into our interview, let me give you all a quick rundown of the film. A New Yorker named Anna, played by Grace Glowicki, just suffered the sudden and unexpected death of her best friend and roommate, Izzy. She's trying to handle this loss when Izzy's cat Booger runs away. Anna goes on a desperate search to find him, and in the process, she is bitten on the hand by the cat. Soon, she begins to take on the feline characteristics, and her work life and relationship with her boyfriend start to go downhill. So just a heads up, the film opens in select theaters and arrives on video on demand starting September 13th. For now, let's go cut to my interview with the one and only Mary Dauterman. All right, so I have to say congratulations on all the hard work on the film.
Thank you.
So I gotta ask first, why the name Booger for the cat, and why did you want to call it Booger for this movie?
Yeah. A lot. Everyone always asks about this, but Booger was like the runner-up name for my cat, Bobby.
Aww.
Bobby is a black cat that's in the movie. He shares the role with a professional cat, but he's in like
wow.
So it's kind of like yeah, an alternate path his name could have taken and the cat I could have had.
So you wrote and directed this film. It's your directorial feature debut. Were you nervous at all about making the film?
Big time, yes. I feel like I had never shot anything longer than 4 days, something like that. And on day 5, I was like, I'm gonna die. It's just such an endurance test to make a film. Every single day is just so on, and every single day feels so important. So that part was very scary. I think it was mostly the the breadth of such a large project that felt really intimidating. But I'm glad I had the right collaborators around me to help see it through and convince me I could do it.
A lot of filmmakers I talk to, they say most of the time they feel like overwhelmed. So that, I'm sure you felt that as well.
Yeah, it is also just like production. There's always going to be something happening. We shot this during COVID. Like we had to do some rescheduling for different people's like illness. And then like, I'm trying to remember. There's just certain things where you're like, oh, we rented this location. We showed up. It's different. Just there's a constant motion happening that is beyond just making the film. That's about kind of like pivoting and being creative and coming up with solutions. So there's a lot of decision making, and there's just a lot of things that can surprise you and go wrong.
One thing I really enjoyed about this film was how creative it was. Why did you want to tell this story in the first place?
Yeah, when I was kind of working towards creating my first feature out of everything I'd learned making shorts, I knew I didn't want to do some like a straightforward narrative. I wanted to explore a lot visually. I wanted to kind of mash together different genres. It's just something I personally really like. So I always knew this movie would have kind of supernatural elements. And at the time when I was writing it, I felt like the most I had to say was about female friendship and just being a woman in my 30s in New York and all of the people that are so important to me and so formative to me. I felt like I had a lot to say about those relationships. The cat element definitely came from writing alone at home, surrounded by my cats. I have 2. And their presence has definitely made its way into the film. And the body horror and the transformation, I think that kind of came out of I had like an initial idea for a short film about a kind of American werewolf in London, but a Brooklyn bodega cat. And so that kind of like seed of an idea plus the friendship story started coalescing when I was taking this character through her journey, and what that would look like, just kind of like visually and emotionally, and also kind of trying to make something that'll be gross and memorable and make you feel like have your reactions as an audience kind of on par with her emotional experience.
Definitely. So you brought up the friendship aspect of the film, and I really enjoyed that a lot with the film because it does a great job of illustrating that in the film. And I feel like that really is anchored by Anna and Izzy's performances. So how did you get the casting on point for Grace Glowicki?
Yeah, Grace, I've just been a fan of for years. She was in this incredible short called Her Friend Adam that her husband directed, and they're in together.
Oh,
That's
wow.
about a relationship turmoil, which I felt was real. It's like really funny and really stressful. And I just knew Grace was an incredible actor from that. And then years later, she made her first her first feature called Tito that she acts in. It's a really physical, strange performance, and she's just like mesmerizing to watch. So that combination of kind of like emotionality and humor and physicality, it's like there was no one but Grace who kind of checked all of those boxes. And I was so excited she was interested in this film. She's got a pretty sick sense of humor and she loves gross stuff. So it was just like a perfect person to be shaping this character with. And Sophia Dobroshin, who plays Izzy, I actually met her because I direct commercials and I kept
Oh,
seeing her in
cool.
auditions and just really loved her. She's so funny and like honestly, like I felt like I knew her when even in those like 15-minute sessions. We became friends on Instagram and I just DM'd her and was like, hey, I've been writing something I think you would be really great for. She's just a very fun and energetic person. And even though she's not on screen that much, you really know Izzy because it's Sophia bringing herself in such a great way. And her and Grace's chemistry was really, really nice and easy. And so I'm lucky they both said yes and created this special friendship for the film.
Yeah, definitely. And I love seeing that in like a lot of the like montage scenes, excuse me. One of the things that really caught my attention was the song Escape, the Pina Colada song, of course. Did you pick that song or was that like a cast decision or like a crew decision?
The song journey was so interesting. It is like you're casting a song. I knew I wanted them to have a special karaoke song that they sing together. It was just their thing. And this is a low budget film, so I had like I was like, this is a crazy decision to have wanted like a recognizable song in this film.
Yeah.
Um, but we tried a couple different avenues, and then in a really amazing moment of fate, a friend of Lexi Tannenholtz, my producer, and I told us he knew the son of the guy who wrote the Pina Colada song, Rupert
Oh my
Holmes.
gosh.
I started listening to the song constantly and was like, the song is so funny and so surprising. I feel like Izzy would sing this at karaoke. Like
Yeah.
it's it just became really exciting. And when we talked to Rupert and he was down to let us use the song for like an extremely reasonable rate for an indie film, it just kind of sealed the deal. And so we had our song, and we were ready. We had to like, it obviously appears in the film so much we couldn't decide that later. So it worked out perfectly. And we're actually making a music video and a mixtape with a bunch of different artists doing covers of the song.
That's
That'll come out
awesome.
on the 20th of September. So yeah, it's been really fun. And the song is a huge part of my life now.
It's such an iconic song because it's not just used in Booger, obviously. It's been featured like in like Guardians of the Galaxy, for an example. So it's so iconic just to hear. Okay, so what do you hope audiences take away from the film?
Yeah, I hope that it's a cathartic watch. Like I think that if you have had a relationship like this, I want you to feel seen. I'm just looking to surprise and kind of make people have just like a memorable journey when they're watching this film. I think it's a funny film. Some people think it's a sad film, and I think it can be both. So uh I hope you experience all emotions while you're watching this.
That's a good point because I did feel it all watching it. I felt
Good.
scared, sad, and happy all at the same time. So it's a perfect film for me. What are your favorite body horror films?
Yeah, a big reference when I was talking to Grace Glowacki about this film was The Fly.
Oh,
I think
definitely.
it's the like goo and the horror elements of it are really great, but it's also has a lot of emotion to it and a lot of humor. I really love the film Raw. I think it gets sisterhood exactly right. I think and I think it's a funny film that's very challenging in a cool way. And then Black Swan has always been one of my favorites. I think that film,
Definitely.
yeah, is incredible.
Well, I love seeing your work. It was a great watch, and I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much.
So once again, I want to thank Mary for taking the time out of her busy schedule to speak with me. It was a great, great honor, and I hope you all check out her film, Booger, opening in select theaters and arriving on video on demand starting September 13th from Dark Sky Films. So that's going to wrap up today's video. I hope to see you all next time. Be sure to like, comment, and share this video, and subscribe to the channel. I'll see you all next time. Bye!